to discuss. When it come to news, ain't no better than us. When it come to news, ain't no one you can trust. We got a lot to touch, so it's time to crush. We got a lot to discuss. When it come to news, ain't no better than us. When it come to news, ain't no one you can trust. We got a lot to touch, so it's time to crush. So it's time to crush.
Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. Now, on this incredible Saturday, and I know you had a great Friday because Fight Night Friday was yesterday, and if you happen to have the chance to come in and see us get it on having fun, well, you know that King ended on a good run yesterday. Fight Night Fridays is so much fun, but if you love Xbox, you find your new best friend, me, the King. I drop videos on the weekends, and Monday through Friday, I go live, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Friday is a special day. That's where we, halfway through the show, turned it into Fight Night Fridays, where you can participate with us, the community, and game with us. If you got nothing to do on Friday and you like to play combat video games, well, here we are. We are here. We play all type of head-to-head video games, even wrestling games. They've been calling for wrestling, so I think we'll be playing 2K26 probably next weekend. Shout out to Dip Down and Anime. But listen, this week we had a lot of news that's going on. There's a lot of different things happening at Microsoft for Windows, and that directly impacts what's going on with Project Helix. If you don't know what Project Helix is Xbox's new console. And it's a little bit different this time. This time, it's a PC console hybrid. The synergy is happening all across the boards. If you happen to have an Xbox ROG Ally X, you kind of understand exactly what I'm talking about. But if you don't, that's a portable Xbox PC console. So what I will explain to you is in that user interface to that device, it's pretty much the DNA that's going to be inside the Helix. Now, we will address people swagger jacking my stories about the PlayStation launcher. Nobody was talking about that before I was talking about it, but it's okay. Nobody was talking about Wolverine launching day and date in the PC launcher for Sony in September until I was talking about it. But listen, you love Xbox news, you love the industry news, you love your news with no fluff and no guff. Well, you picked the right channel. Now let's get into these topics because we have a couple of topics that I do want to talk about, and I think it matters most to us Xbox guys because, to be honest with you, don't we push the industry forward? Microsoft, Windows 11. The adoption rate is not as high as they need it to be because it turned into a subscription. Now, I know a lot of you guys is talking about, like, what are you talking about, King? Why did it turn into a subscription? Because before you used to be able to buy Windows, buy the program, and just run the program. But a one-time sale doesn't equate to large business for a soon-to-be $5 trillion company that is struggling to get back to the $460 mark that they so eagerly or desperately need. Right now, they're below 400. I think it's like what, for a 398, 397. We're talking stocks, right? Since you guys all talk stocks and numbers and all this other stuff, right? That actually matters. Not you Xbox guys. Talk about this, the port beggars. Microsoft has faced a breakdown in trust in Windows 11 and backlash over AI additions. Now, this is brought to you by Tom Warren, senior editor of The Verge. And what is truly happening here? Let me just read the article, right? This was brought to you on March 20th at 2:56 Mountain Time, I guess, or whatever. All right. So after promising to rebuild trust Windows earlier this year, Microsoft Windows chief Pavan, I'm not even going to butcher your last name, is now revealing the company's plan to fix Windows 11, and there are a lot of changes on the way. Over the past several months, the team and I have spent a great deal of time analyzing your feedback. In a blog post committing to Windows quality improvements. What came through was the voice of the people who care deeply about Windows and they wanted to make it better. Windows 11 will start with the first batch of improvements, followed by a much broader changes throughout the rest of the year. The initial changes will start being previewed throughout this month in April, and including the ability to reposition the taskbar to the top or the sides of the screen, a reduction of unnecessary Copilot integration in apps like Snippet Tool, Photos, Notepad, and changes to make Windows updates less disruptive with fewer automatic restarts, notifications, and an ability to skip during the initial device setup. Those things are integral into establishing people's trust because I think that trust was eroded with AI. Now, Microsoft and Xbox has been known recently to put in as much work as possible in the region of Japan. And it seems that that isn't going to end. Microsoft is doubling down on making sure the ground that was broken in Japan and the legwork that was put in continues. All those wonderful JRPGs are going to still happen. All the wonderful inspired anime games and games just showing the rich culture of Japan. The localizations will continue because Xbox is looking for a new liaison, if you will. Now, this is brought to you by Jez Corden at Windows Central, and it was published 2 days ago. Now, I did talk about this on the live, but I didn't get a chance to delve deeper into what are the requirements for the job, what is the pay, what's the meat and potatoes, if you will. Right? So this is the job description, company and benefits. Well, the job lot number is 2032-039. That's how you would find it if you go on the site and if you're putting in your LinkedIn and your resume and throwing your hat into the ring. Work site, 0 days. Weekend office is remote. The profession is business development and ventures. The discipline is business development. So your job will be to develop business and to cohesively keep that structure intact while you continue to seek out more ventures in order for them to gain more capital and bring back more dynamic games. Role type, individual contributor. Employment type, full-time. Travel 25 to 50% of the time. So 25 to 50% of the time, you will be traveling. Now, I mean, that sounds fun. It could sound exhausting. It sounds like a single person's dream job. If you're new to the industry or if you've been in the industry and you are like a nomad that you work better outside of your comfort zone into different places, well, this job may sing to you in a way that it doesn't sing to others, right? So we're looking here that ID at Xbox regional leader of Japan is accountable for the success of independent developers and publishers in Japan with Xbox. The role owns independent partner relationships in the region and is responsible for driving the best outcomes for developers and Xbox across partnership strategy, publishing best practices, and platform evangelisms. This is a hands-on role in Japan and requires a dedicated capabilities and then partnership. ID at Xbox regional leads operate with hiring calls and ensuring Japanese partners are committed to the platform. This is a wonderful, wonderful thing. to be real with you, if you didn't know. So you can look at it right here. That's that on the screen. Let me duck my face up out of here so you can actually see it. Now, if there's something that benefits you that you see here, um, how you reach out to it, you go to the Windows, the Microsoft page, you go to hire, you put in the job number, that's the lot number there, and the date will pop up, and you could just apply for the job. I eagerly anticipate somebody getting this job because honestly, I mean, I think Shohei Yoshida would be incredible, but I think he's probably overqualified. I don't know. I think honestly, this job is right up his alley. Please meet his pay scale in order to have that brilliant mind working for the company I love. The number one pre-order game on the PlayStation is an Xbox game. When was, I mean, it's like every time that they're launching a game on the PlayStation, it's the number one pre-ordered game. The wildest part about this is, and I'm going to tell you where this actually comes in bad. All right. So the pre-order of the number one pre-order game in the Sony stores, not even a Sony game, but an Xbox game and a Bethesda game, which Xbox owns. In the process, the game has leapfrogged the likes of Lego Batman Legacy, Dark Knight, what is it, 007 First Light. Wasn't that a Sony marketed game? Pragmata and Sony's own Soros. That being said, it's worth considering that the game has multiple editions. Some games have multiple editions, which can create inconsistency in the rankings. But even so, the demand for the Xbox game in question on PlayStation 5 is undeniable. We're talking about Starfield. For a game that was unwanted, undesired, hated on, dismissed, ridiculed, and shunned. This goes to tell you that when you feel that you don't have a shot at something, you will disregard, degrade it, and try to dismiss it, try to bury it. And once it becomes available on your platform, well, then everything changes. The level of inconsistency with journalists, I'm starting to call journalists' integrity into question. And it's just sad that you've led these fans into believing stuff that just isn't true. It's heartbreaking, to be honest with you, because these guys lean on you to give them the truth. It's disgusting. A lot of times people jump out of their bodies thinking that they got like gotcha moments and stuff like that. Listen, all the people that were involved with the this is an Xbox ad campaign that kind of went forward with that agreed with all of this stuff and put their name to it and stamp to it, or were linked to Sarah Bond in some way, are finding different areas of opportunity in different places, per se. This rumor. But high level CEOs and executives move constantly. Bob Iger is out at Disney. All right, so there's no doom and gloom with that. What we're seeing though is we're seeing like them forming some form of Avengers when it comes to course correcting. Now, Satya lost a boatload of money with his AI ventures. And it's directly impacting all the pillars of operations over at Microsoft. I'm going to be real with you. When you affect Azure Cloud, when you affect Windows, when you affect Xbox, with the focus on AI, and you are no longer perceived as the golden child, well, you need to rectify that. And this is a culling, if you will, a call to arms. I see them working diligently on making Windows the best place to be. With, of course, Xbox being a byproduct of that. Xbox, see, they need that 30 to 50 million units in people's households. They also need the billions of individuals, well, billion of individuals on PC that is using Windows. The problem is forcing AI on individuals, it's not going to go right. You see what happened with NVIDIA with the pushback that they received. And by proxy, for some weird reason, console gamers was in an uproar, not knowing that that tech isn't for you, about you, or has anything to do with you. It got so feversome that even Digital Foundry had to temper their enthusiasm for tech that they probably waited for their whole lives, based upon individuals, what they said, not reading the room. This is maddening. Now, freedom of speech is no longer freedom of speech, and it's an attack on integrity. Because whether you like it or not, AI is going to permeate every aspect of our life. And if something isn't for you, Jen, it just isn't for you. But the level of vitriol that I seen was astounding, to say the least. But back to Microsoft. Microsoft is in a position right now with Satya, because Satya's head is on the block. And Microsoft is in a position of righting the ship, putting the proper people in place to get the things moving and get it done. And they're doing it through software. If you've noticed, all the updates, all the implementations, everything that they're doing is through software. The course correction will happen through software. The course correction will happen, and then the hardware will follow. But until Satya acknowledges publicly that chasing AI as hard as he did was an absolute mistake, well, I think they will continue to get a level of scrutiny that has been unheard of. You've seen NVIDIA now having to defend themselves based upon stuff that they're doing. I don't know. With Capcom CEO coming out explaining that PC is the fastest growing and will be the most dominant platform soon to come in the world, it makes it hard to believe anybody would leave the PC ecosystem. Isn't that right, Sony? The PlayStation launch is coming. It's going to come in September, and it's going to have games on it. They want their money. They want their monthly active users. That doesn't stop Microsoft and Xbox from using the launcher, because Project Helix is a hybrid console. PC, console. But this is Xbox Frontline News. If you liked anything that you saw here, then please like, follow, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for when I go live and when I drop videos. But I want you to do what I'm about to do, what you should be doing. I'm playing Resident Evil Village right now. I want you to go with Gamers Games and Winners Win. And I want you to try to play the Game Pass.
The most important thing to remember is this: to be ready at any moment to give up what you are for what you might become.